This is the story of the Second World War, when after the Soviet Union's attack on Poland, they make many people prisoners. One of them is an army officer whose name is Janusz. He accuses him of many things and asks him to sign the paper, but he refuses. Then the officer sitting there tells him to bring him inside and brings a lady there. The officer asks, "Do you know this man?" She says, "Yes, he is my husband." He asks Janusz, "Do you believe this?" He says, "Yes, she is my wife." Then the officer asks his wife, "What else do you know about him?" She says, "He hates the Communist Party and spies in other countries." Hearing this, Janusz is very sad, but he knows that he is helpless. After this statement, in the year 1940, Janusz is sentenced to 20 years and is sent to Siberian jail. This jail is built in such a place that even if someone tries to escape by mistake, the result is only death. Because many kilometers away from here, there is only forest and snow. After reaching the jail, all the new prisoners with Janusz, an officer there tells them that not only this jail is your jail, but the entire area here is a jail for you. Because there is only forest and snow here for thousands of kilometers, and nature never has mercy on anyone. And that officer says that even if nature has mercy on you, the local people here will kill you, because there is so much reward on every prisoner here that no one will hesitate to kill you. After this, when they get in line to eat, there is an old man there. And when he is taking his food, a piece of bread falls from his hand. And then another old man clings to him, but he picks up his piece by putting his foot on it. Janusz is watching this and he gives his food to that old man who was just trying to pick up someone else's food. Now the one who is trying to pick up this food, that old man, says, "Do you want to die here? You cannot live here in Adhira Ashram." Janusz says, "Look at his age." That old man says that "I am also old, but I will live till morning, he will not live." And after that old man goes away from there. After his departure, another man comes to Janusz. He asks him that "How many years have you been punished?" Janusz says that 20 years. Janusz asks him that "How many years have you been punished?" Then that man says 10 years. Janusz asks him why that man says that "I was an actor. And in a film, I played the character of a rich man. And in this film, I made that rich man a little too rich. That's why I was punished for 10 years. Janusz says that 10 years for acting. He says that yes, it is the same here. Janusz asks him that "Has anyone ever run away from jail?" He says that no one has ever run away from here. And don't even think if you try to run away, you will be killed. There are a lot of prisoners in this jail who belong to different countries who also have criminals and serial killers. Now a few days pass and the actor shows Janusz a way and says that this is the way to escape. And I have been looking for a companion like you for a long time, who has the courage and can run away from here. Janusz says that "Where will we go? There is the Soviet Union all around and there is Germany on one side." Then he says that "We can go to the north and cross the border and reach Mongolia. But we will have to wait for the winters to end. Even if we leave from here, we will be killed by the cold outside. And we will have to collect a lot of food as well, because the journey is very long. Mongolia is thousands of kilometers away from here. Here they all work to cut wood in this jail. They go to the forest, cut wood, and then come back. Now once they come back, the fast winds of the snow start blowing. And it is so cold here that 3 to 4 people are killed by those winds. There is an old man named Mr. Smith. He says that we should go to the forest, otherwise we will be killed. But his in charge says that no, we have to stay here, we cannot go to the forest, because he knows that prisoners can escape from the forest. But Mr. Smith does not listen to him and he starts walking towards the forest. Then the in charge tells Mr. Smith to stop, otherwise I will shoot you. But Mr. Smith does not stop, because he knows that if we stop here, we will be killed. After this, his in charge says, "Let's go to the forest." And they all go to the forest. And in this way, all of them are saved. The next day they call all of them and stand in a line. And a man comes who is their officer. He calls Mr. Smith and says that "You feel very Cold, you come out. And by doing this, he takes a lot of people out, including Janish. Mr. Smith says that it would have been better if he had killed him yesterday. They are sending us to the forest. And there is only death there. Actually, there is only pollution there. And they can't get anything there except death. Now when they are working there, Janish starts having hallucinations there, in which he sees his house. And there is a stone outside the house under which there is a key. And he picks up the stone, takes out the key and goes inside the house. Then there is a guard there. That guard is about to shoot Janish. That's when Mr. Smith comes there and saves him. Mr. Smith tells Janish that have you gone mad? That guard could have shot you. He says that I can't stay here. I have to get out. I know an actor who has a plan. Then Mr. Smith says that he is a liar. And when I came here for the first time, he said the same thing to me. But I am ready to go with you. Janish says that why are you ready to go with me? Then he says that I know your weakness. Janish says what? He says your humanity. Actually, this old man is the man when his food fell from his hand in the beginning and the other old man is trying to snatch his food. Then he grabs him by the leg and then Janish gives his food to the other old man. So that's why he knows that if I get sick, Janish will help me. Now gradually these 7 people get together who want to run away from here. In which there is a Janish, there is a Mr. Smith, there is a criminal, there is an artist, there is an actor and a man who does not see at night. And there is another man with them. That means there are a total of 7 people who want to run away from here. One day, the wind is very strong. Then Janish says that tonight is the best time to get out of here. Because when we move forward, the marks on our feet will disappear on their own. And the guards will not know where we are going. Now that night they turn off this generator. The generator can only be turned off for 10 minutes. And in these 10 minutes, these iron bars cut and the 7 of them run away from there. Now when the guards find out about this, they want to follow them. But the winds are very strong. That's why the guards can't see anything. And after that, they leave some dogs behind them. They are all running away. And there are dogs behind them. The winds are so strong that they can't see anything ahead. Then Janish tells the criminal that you give me your knife. So Janish cuts the bark of the tree and makes a mask for his face so that there is no cold wind on his face and he can move forward. Now they all wear masks and slowly start moving forward. And all night long they move very far away from the Siberian jail. And the snow there is so deep that it is very difficult for the guards to reach there. After this, they all stop and see what they have to eat. They only have a few weeks of food and their journey is very long. Mr. Smith tells Janish that you did not do well by trusting this criminal because he is very merciless. And in the jail, he killed a man just because he wanted his sweater. Then Janish says that he has a knife and we will need his knife. After this, they start moving forward. Then Janish shows them the way with the help of a shadow. They have to go north because they have to cross the border of Siberia and then they have to reach Mongolia, which is very far from here. Now it is almost night. Everyone sits in one place and they say that we should eat, otherwise we will not be able to walk. Then one of them says that I can lay a trap. We can catch the prey. Janish says no, we will have to walk continuously. We can't spend so much time in one place. The criminal says that we will go to the village where we will get food. Then Janish says that no one will give us food there, but we will be caught. Then the criminal says that we will steal. But no one is satisfied with his words. Janish says that it is going to be night and it will be very cold tonight. Everyone has to bring a lot of wood and then everyone goes to get wood. Now one of them is the one who does not see at night. When he is bringing wood, then he forgets the way. And when everyone comes back, then he sees that one of them is less. Actually, he does not know that he can't see at night. Only one man knows. He says that he can't see at night. Then everyone goes to look for him. But he doesn't know anything. Then in the morning, that man is sitting a little far from them who has frozen to death. Then everyone buries him there and decide the way ahead. Now they have been walking for many days and have left the snowy area. They are moving forward through the forest road. They are all hungry and weak, and now they all feel that they will not survive now, although they should have reached the lake. They wanted to reach according to the plan a week ago, but still they are very far from there. One day when they are sleeping, they hear some animal sounds, and when they go towards those sounds, they see that some wolves have hunted. They run that way and drive all the wolves away, and they eat that prey like an animal, because they are all very hungry, and if they don't eat, they will die. After this, Janusz decides that he will go ahead alone and see the way, because not everyone can walk. They don't have so much strength. Now before Janusz leaves, he tells everyone that if I don't come back in a week, then consider that I am dead. After this, Janusz leaves from there. He is having a lot of trouble in the journey. He is hungry and weak, and there is a very long way ahead. But Janusz keeps walking, and as he walks, he is on the verge of death. And he starts hallucinating again. And he sees his own house and that stone under which there is a key. But he somehow reaches his friends. And he tells them that there is a lake 3 days from here where we have to reach. And as soon as he says this, he falls unconscious. And when Janusz gets well by morning, he decides the journey ahead. Now when he is going towards the lake, he feels that someone is following him. And when he catches him, he sees that she is a girl. She says that I am running away from the Russians. She wants to go with them, but everyone refuses, because they have very little food and they don't want anyone else to come with them. So they leave the girl there and move on. Now when they reach the lake, they see that an animal is trapped in the pond, and they kill that animal. Now they have a lot of food. Then one of them remembers that that girl is also hungry, and he goes to look for her, and he brings that girl back by night, and now they include her in their team. After this, they eat a lot of food and sleep peacefully at night, because today they have eaten a lot of food. The next day they continue their journey, and the girl with them, at first she tells a lot of lies about herself, but later she tells the truth. Now after a few days, they reach the Mongolian border, and so far they have had a lot of trouble in the journey, because it was a very long journey, in which they crossed snowy mountains, crossed the jungle, ate insects to stay alive, ate dead animals, and even killed a dog. Now before crossing the Mongolian border, the Russian criminal who is with them says that I will stay here. He wants to stay here, and after that, these 6 people survive. Now when they cross the border and reach Mongolia, they see on his gate that Stalin's photo is there, and they understand that the communists have also reached here, from whom they were running. Now they also have a government here, and they move on from there. Now they decide that they will go to China first, from China to Tibet and then to India, because they know that there is a British government in India, and they are safe there. They have been walking for several months now, and they have covered 5,500 kilometers, and now they want to go to India. But the journey to India is not that easy, because to reach India they will have to cross the Himalayan mountains, which is a very big challenge. After that, they start moving towards India, and in the journey to India they will have to face the sun, thirst, heat, and a very big desert. Now their condition has deteriorated a lot. Meanwhile, the girl with them becomes unconscious again and again, because they all need water, and because of thirst, they are all exhausted. And to keep the body hydrated, they will have to find water at any cost. Now Mr. Smith tells Janusz, I think there is water there, because there is a tree there. But Janusz refuses him. He tells Mr. Smith that this is your illusion. But Mr. Smith does not listen to him, and he starts moving that way with the rest of his companions. And even though he does not want to, Janusz has to follow him. Now when they reach there, there is actually a well there. Then they get a new life. They drink a lot of water, wash their hands and face, and also fill water for themselves. Then they decide that they will stay here for a few days, because there is a lot of water here. But Janusz says that this will not be right. We will die of hunger. For now we have nothing to eat, and we should eat, so we have to move on Two of them say that we do not think we can move on, because they have become very weak, and they do not have the strength to move on. But Janusz says that we have to move on. And the next day they drink a lot of water, and keep as much water as possible with them. Now they start moving towards India, but there is a very big desert in front of them, and there they have to face the storms of the desert. Now the girl with them, she falls unconscious again, and when they see her feet, they have become very thin, and now she can't go much further, because she is in a lot of pain. But she doesn't do that. She decides that she will go, because she doesn't want her speed to be reduced because of this. But she can't bear this pain and suffering for long, and in this journey, she dies. These people make a grave for her there, and bury her and start deciding the way ahead. And now it is 5 o'clock. No one is in a condition to go ahead, but they have to move on even if they don't want to, because if they stop, they will die. After this, after walking a few more kilometers, one of them falls unconscious again, and she also dies. And now it is only 4 o'clock, but they are very tired, and neither do they have anything to eat nor to drink. There is a very long journey ahead, and they need food and water, because these people have become very weak, and they don't have the courage to move ahead. Now after walking a few more kilometers, they reach the part of the desert where the desert is ending, and there are mountains ahead. This means that the desert is about to end. But by then, Mr. Smith's condition has deteriorated a lot, and they also fall unconscious on the ground. Mr. Smith tells Janusz to leave me and go away, because I can't go any further. But Janusz tells him that I won't leave you. We will go ahead together. After this, Janusz tells his two companions that you two go ahead and look for water. We will follow you. After this, his two companions move ahead. And by night, Mr. Smith and Janusz also reach. Now all four of them sleep there in the desert at night. Their condition has deteriorated a lot, because they haven't eaten anything for many days. Now in the morning, a snake is coming out of one of them, and he sees it and tries to catch it, because this is food and they need a lot of energy. When he goes behind the snake, he sees that water is coming out of the rock. After seeing this, he is very happy, because all of them are very thirsty. After this, he calls everyone, and all of them are drinking water from the rock. And he also calls Mr. Smith for water. After this, he also catches the snake. After drinking water and eating the snake, they get a little energy. At night, Janusz comes to Mr. Smith. Janusz says that I knew that your son was killed by the Russians. Janusz tells Mr. Smith that I know his name. Can I say his name? David. Mr. Smith tells Janusz that do you want to take his name and make a wish to live inside me? But life is a punishment and death is a freedom. Janusz tells him that why didn't you kill yourself? Then Mr. Smith says that I was punishing myself. I brought my son to Russia. The Russians caught us and forced my son to testify against me. When he testified against me, he killed my son, just like he forced your wife to testify against you. Janusz tells him that my wife is alive. I know that she is not dead, and I don't want her to regret like you. That's why I want to meet her, and I know that she is guilty just like you think. That's why I want to meet her at any cost. The next morning, all four of them leave from there, and after walking for several 100 kilometers, they reach the Great Wall of China. But they can't stop in China, because there is a war between China and Japan. And that's why they start moving towards Tibet. Now once again, big snowy mountains come in front of them, but they somehow reach Tibet. When they reach Tibet, Tibetan people welcome them very well and also feed them. One of them says that there is a way to Sikkim from here to India, but right now it's too cold. If you go now, you will die because of the storm. For now, you stay here. When the weather changes, then go. By then, my men will take care of you. Now after saying this, they all leave from here. Janusz says that I can't stay here. If we stop here once, we will get tired and won't be able to move forward. That's why we have to move forward now. Mr. Smith says that I will go to China. I found out that the US military program is going on there. and these people can send me to China, and from there I will go straight to America. Mr. Smith is an American. That's why he wants to go to America. After this, they sleep there at night, and the next morning Janusz and his two companions leave from there, and Mr. Smith stays there. Now after crossing many mountains, finally they reach India, and they are very well welcomed in India. To reach India, they had to travel 6,400 kilometers. And after coming to India, everyone's journey ends here. But not Janusz's, because Poland has not been liberated yet. It is still under the Communist Party. For the next 50 years, Janusz did not go back to his country. And when Poland was liberated in 1989, Janusz goes to his home. And in the ending of the story, we are shown the same scene which was shown to us in the beginning, when there is a stone and there is a key under the stone. And Janusz opens the gate with that key. By this time, Janusz has grown old. Janusz goes inside and his wife is inside. After this, they hug each other and cry a lot. And with this story ends. This whole story is of 1939, when World War II was going on. I hope you liked this video. If you liked this video, then like this video, and to watch more such videos, subscribe to our channel.